welcome to Truth Creative, and today I am going to teach you how to print and to open, print, and cut your documents. Okay, so it's really simple. It's simple. So once you already download your file, if you have not seen that tutorial, I will link it below. All the other tutorials relating to Etsy will be linked below as well. Just click on the first video, how to download and unzip your file, and then you can come back to this video and continue on. But this is just about opening your file, opening it in PDF, how to print it, and then the cut lines. And then we will also be going over paper and what type of paper to use. Okay, so once you have it downloaded and extracted, you just go into your folder and sorry, it's twice. Go into your folder and you will see either a double, single, whatever it is you'll have. If it's a greeting card, it will just be a PDF file, and it will only be single, and I lay it out at 8.5 by 11. If it's like a flyer or a invitation or something like that, there most likely will be a single and then one with multiple ones per page to lay out on an 8.5 by 11 to make it easier for you to print from home. But if you're printing into a printing company, you really don't need that. All you do is need the single, and then you send them the PDF and tell them how many copies you want, and so on and so forth. So I have that, and then you will see the important read. Okay, so this will tell you how, I'm going to tell you how to open a PDF document. This important read, of course, this one is just a read file, of a PDF read file that is not editable whatsoever. So but it will, I can explain how to open up one. Okay, now PC users, they can do two things. They can go, if you don't have Adobe Acrobat Reader on your system, all you do is have to double click it and it'll go straight to one of your browsers. Okay, but if it doesn't do that, then you will have to download Adobe Reader DC, which is totally free. The reader part is free. This is not the Acrobat Pro, but it's, you know, the reader where you can read it, and then if there's a edited one, you can edit it even in the browser. But if it doesn't work on your PC, you will have to download Acrobat. So it's really simple. I'm going to show you what it looks like in. So you go down, I just do right click, open with Google Chrome. Okay, there you go. And it opens up in Google Chrome. See, it's 3 pages long. And I have this where I talk about, hey, thank you for shopping. And then you have instructions and what's included in your file, including the README file. And then what fonts you'll need before you even edit your document. So remember that you will need these fonts, okay? You have to download them. If I put them here, you download them. If you already have them, good, awesome. But if you don't have it, you must download it, or when you try to edit things, it just doesn't look right, I guess. So the fonts will be here, and then you will have the Adobe Reader. This is where I tell you you can download it and give you a link to download it. And then the next page is video tutorials. I give you links to go to the video tutorials along with the link to the playlist with all of the listing of the Etsy tutorials. This asks just if you have any questions, you can contact me. This is the basic terms of use that are on all the posts, because, you know, you got to have it there. I just repeat it so you know I told you what the terms of use are, and that's important. You need to read that. My contact information, my email, my website, which is my Truth Creative website, which is my graphic design, you know, business website with all my social media. And then lastly is just if you want a custom design, you can just contact me and tell me what you want, and that it's listed on my webpage and stuff like that. So this is just an important file to read before you edit your document. Okay, so yeah, it will give you instructions and everything on how to do it and all that stuff. Okay, so if, like I said, if it doesn't work, then you can just double click it. Or double click it if you have Adobe Acrobat Reader. If you don't, you're going to have to download it. Once you do, all you do is double click it. It opens up into Adobe Reader, and ta-da, it's still there. Okay, that's every single, you know, file will be like this. So I am going to show you how to open up and print, okay? If you want to know how to edit your document, the editable documents at least, if you want to know how to do that, there will be a tutorial link below in the description, and you will see that link right there that tells you how to go to it, to how to edit your PDF document, okay? This is not about editing right now. It's about cutting, okay? Printing and cutting, okay? So I'm going to go into the double one, okay? And you will see most of my greeting cards, everything, they will have these little cut lines. And you can totally tell where to do this. It's not really that hard where to cut and everything. It's really simple. You just have to cut around and you just have to cut between. If it's a white background, I do a little bit more lines in there for you to do. But yeah, if it's like this and you can actually clearly see where the edge is, I just do these help guide you to where to put the where to cut them, okay? So these little boxes, the light blue boxes, they don't stay, by the way. They're just there because it's edible. Yeah, so that's how you do it. So you just print it and cut it. This is a one, you know, if it's one-sided, there would only be one page. If it's two-sided, it'd be 2 pages. So they'd be front and back, and then they're exactly in the center. So they should print out exactly, you know, evenly. So when you cut it out, it should look decently. If you have trouble printing further, just let me know and I will help you. So yeah, that is that with that. So to print it, it depends on where you're at. If you're in the Adobe Acrobat piece, and oh, I didn't even mention this, sorry. Mac users are the same thing. Mac users have to have Acrobat, okay? You have to have it. From what I know and from what I've learned, you cannot open it up in your browser like you can in PC. But most of the time, the Mac computer usually has Acrobat Reader automatically in there. It's an Adobe program. Adobe's a Mac pro. They're both the same company. So, you know, Apple, Mac, Adobe, whatever. It's all the same. So normally they do already have it on there, but if you don't, you can also do the free download. Just download it, and you know you just have to open it up in here. So you just go into the print. See this little printer? You just go into there and you do the basic things you want. See, right now it's landscape, but it's on portrait. You have to make sure that's corrected because that looks off. You have to look at this, okay? So you go to landscape and now it looks fine. Okay, I already put the bleed on everything. So it does cut it off, but see, as you can tell, the cut marks are right at the edge of where it cuts off, okay? So you have no, it will not cut off your cut marks or your artwork in any way, okay? So you just do that, and you just make sure it's landscape, you make sure it's color, you make sure it's all the pages, if there's multiple pages. There is more further into it if you want to do, it depends on your printer, it depends on their settings, what your computer settings looks like. Ours are all different, okay? Everybody's is totally different, so I can't exactly explain to you according to your printer, but you know, you have to make sure, you know, if it's double-sided, and make sure it does double-sided, or if you don't have one of those printers that does it automatically, you'll just have to feed it in and then feed it in again, okay, to do the back side. But make sure you feed it in the right way, do testing pages. So we're going to talk about paper now, okay? When you print it yourself, I know most printers won't print on 100-pound paper. You have to have a really good, exceptional printer to do that without it jamming and stuff. So I would suggest, if you can't do 100-pound, do the highest your printer will allow. Most of them will allow 65-pound. 65-pound, I would say, should be the least you should use. What it means by pound, when you say 65-pound, doesn't mean the paper weighs 65 pounds. It just means the thickness of the paper. The higher the number, the thicker the paper is. So like 100-pound will be a thick cardstock, like a really thick cardstock, which is something you really need when it comes to greeting cards. You should have a thick cardstock. When it comes to what do you call it, postcards and invitations, I would recommend 100-pound. That is my thing. I always go to 100, 110. That's usually what I do. Now, for greeting cards or even invitations, if you can't do 100 pound and you're only printing from home, I would suggest no lower than 65 pound. I would look up your printer online, and I would go under Amazon or something and look exactly your printers, whatever, and see what is the highest amount of pound of paper you can use. So you have to select cardstock or it's just not going to work right. Okay, so make sure you select cardstock and make sure you don't overdo it. Another thing, just for an added bonus, if you ever want to print on regular thin paper, just normal printing paper, and you want it to look nicer, and sometimes that thin paper you get looks a little cheap, just go to 25 pound instead of 20 pound. When you look in the store, you'll see basic paper is like 20 pounds. Okay, it says 20 pound paper. Don't do that. Do 25 pound, and I'm telling you, it looks whole lot better. So once you do that, all you do is have to hit print and it will print in your computer. This is all laid out perfectly the way it needs to lay out, and ta-da, you are finished. Okay, so that is how you print and cut and open and the paper and all that stuff. And I hope this helped a lot. If you have any more questions, just let me know and I will answer them as best as I can. Okay, so have a great day and toodles!